At the corner of 8th and Cass Street in downtown Traverse City, you'll find the Old Town Playhouse, and this is the stage door. Hi, I'm Don Kuhlhorn, and this is Stage Door for October 2013. We're here in the main auditorium of the Old Town Playhouse, with looking down on our set of Les Miserables. Tonight is opening night. I'm in the first costume that I have. I have 4 costumes. This one is the convict. We open breaking rocks, singing a song. I'm 35473, and soon we'll have people loading the stage. We'll have 300 people in the house. But within this show, we have an interview of the designer, Matt McCormick, who designed the show for us and the stage that we're going to be seeing. We also have a lot of information about updates to the Playhouse. We have new lighting, we have a new soundboard, which is really exciting. We have updates downstairs in our studio theater. We have new handrails, new porch entry systems. So we'll be doing all that. Plus, we'll be talking about what's coming in November. Auditions, we have some auditions coming. We have some new plays coming. And we'll talk into the December time frame too, just in case, because we have holidays coming. So stay tuned for Stage Door October 2013. In the beginning of the show, I showed this picture with the old stoop, the old business office entrance. It's just an old picture. So it's about time for the Old Town Playhouse to make some noise. On until the destruction was complete, at least for the stoop and the front entrance. However, we had the handicapped entrance, business office. We went after that as well, taking out brickwork, saving some of the brick for later sale maybe, and completing the demolition. What do you do then? Well, you make some more noise. Dressing and repairing the wounded building. We now have a pretty facade. We have some empty holes. What else but call in a big truck and make some noise.
What else do you right away, Will? Everything now?
An empty hole requires a lot of cement. So how do you move it when the truck's too heavy? You use wheelbarrows.
Gonna move. Gonna move it.
How many wheelbarrows does it take to fill them up? Well, it takes this one another wheelbarrow. And another wheelbarrow. They just kept going. But finally it was done. Then we looked at the business office entrance, and we needed wheelbarrow after wheelbarrow on that one as well. Once the entrance is done, you still have that footing we put in. What do you do with that footing? Well, you top it with brickwork, and a lot of brickwork. Unfinished brick and then finished brick. And you work and you work and you build it higher and higher and higher. And then when it's fully complete, what do? You have a hole there, you backfill it. Put in some ironwork, put in some wood forms around it, call that big truck back in and make some noise. This time we're using some technology rather than wheelbarrows. We pour the cement into a great big hopper. A little more cement if you would please. Thank you. Then we run it through a pipe all the way to our staircase.
Make sure I give it back to you.
We'll be here all day.
I'll make sure I give it back to you.
And just spray it on to the foundation. After it's loaded, the truck leaves. But there's still work to do. Smoothing it all out, putting the stairs in, letting it dry. A handrail and it's good to go. A couple of flower pots on the sides. Now we've done other things as well. There's a window that used to be at the entrance that was blocked off. So this is it up close. This is it with the blocking taken out. This is the blocking completely out. This is the new window on the truck, and here's a new window in the space. Inside, we've refreshed the business office entrance. We've replaced fluorescents with high-efficiency chandeliers. We've dressed up the business office hallway. The Schmuckel Theater and box office area get a refresh with a new wall to give less noise to the box office, more play space to the Schmuckel Theater area. We've also included new signage throughout the entire Playhouse arena. We've cleaned up the auditorium above the air ducts where we rarely get to. We've cleaned those up. They're all pretty and healthy now. We also have a new soundboard, which we'll discuss next month in depth. And then we have a refreshed entryway from an old drab place to a new, sparkling, repainted welcome sign. Cleaned, repainted, refacaded. The Old Town Playhouse is open for business as of October 4th with Les Miserables going through the entire month of October. Come and visit the Old Town Playhouse. Have a look at what we have done and where we're going for the 2013-2014 season. Okay. Here we are on main stage once again, the set construction for Les Miserables, which we call Les Mis because we don't like to pronounce Les Miserables. I'm here with Matt McCormick, who, if you have been an Old Town Playhouse person of many years, you'll remember him from stage and other stuff. And then he went off and became an adult for a while, and now he's back here playing with us again. Matt, well, tell us about this. I guess what I really want to know is, how do you design a set? What's the process?
it's multi-layered, I guess, for one. Starting with the general space that you have to work with, which anyone who has either been here or worked on the stage and understands physical limitations, I mean, it's challenged right from the very beginning. Lack of fly space, wing space to bring large pieces out and such, and just the nature of the size of the playing area itself, not being very tall, not being very wide for a proscenium theater. That in itself is a good bit of challenges right there. And adding to that the fact that it's a musical with multiple locations, and you have then orchestra accompaniment, you have to accommodate for that. And so just starting from the very beginning with an understanding of what your basic space is that you have to work in to start, take into consideration sight lines and various seats and whatnot. We start with generally laying out just the ground plan so that we have an understanding of where, in relation to the front row or the ramps or all the way to the back to the cyc and the width, what we're dealing with, in other words. So from there, generally what I try to do is go through a process where I take scene by scene the requirements for that particular scene and pare it down. Jeanette Mason, the director, and I talked at the beginning, really, before I even began any of this, and her desire in her production of this here, be to take this huge show with a large cast and emphasize the singing and intimacy. That was the word that she was trying to use. This is a small-ish house, right. Intimate, I would call it. I mean, even from the very back row or even from the balcony, it still feels pretty close to what's happening here. And her desire was to take and pare down to some degree what people might expect in this production, and keep the focus on the actors themselves. And so going through each scene and trying to develop a ground plan with that in mind, what can we do in this particular scene? Do we need anything? Maybe not. Right. Maybe it's so quick that we just focus on the lyrics of the song, and then in the next instance, let's say, for example, when we go to the inn, well, you're going to expect it's an inn. There's going to be tables and chairs and certain things like that you're going to have. Right. So we try to go through the production that way, scene by scene, and try to get an understanding of what do we absolutely need and what could we live without or what could we double up. Jeanette had asked from the get-go, is there a way to incorporate some levels? She likes to have places where she can have actors perch at different heights. Thus, that was the upstage platform that we have here. That's just that's a constant. Doesn't really represent a thing per se. It's inside, it's outside. It's a place for levels, if you will. And the same with the staircase behind you, or this little ledge that's behind me over here. Use of the ramp, because that has a lower level to that just by nature of what it is. And the aisles and the seats. I mean, she's bringing a lot of this stuff out into the audience. And, ensemble work coming in, singers from the house, to try to, I think, kind of move the action out. Again, that intimacy of singing right to you and being in your face.
You've never done this particular show before, or have you?
I have not designed this show. I painted. I was the charge artist for a production of Les Mis that was done at White River Junction, Vermont, when I was working for Northern Stage in 2008. And similar to OTP in terms of, if you want to use the word limitation, it was a small house. It did not have fly space. There really weren't a lot of what I would call wing space opportunities there either. It was shallow. From the deck to the lighting grid, it was only 12 feet. So yeah, there were, and they had to pare down their orchestra, which was actually was part of the set. It was a really it was a good design that served the show, but it forced you to sort of rethink what your expectation might be.
Right.
And that's part of the challenge. And that, you know what, Don, that happens with any big production where when the rights are held off for a long, long time, as is the case with this, it was the case with Cats or Chorus Line, things like that, where people, because of the length of time, they just go back to the beginning. Oh, you're doing Les Mis, you must have a turntable kind of a thing, because that's the solution. And then Phil Murphy said from the beginning, now, when we're going to do this show, we're not going to have a turntable.
And we know we can't do it on this floor anyhow. It's not quite the levelest floor we got.
Probably not.
Well, I'm going to let you get back to your construction.
All right.
And thanks very much for your time.
Thank you, Don. It's been a pleasure.
We never stopped performing at the Playhouse, but now we're moving over to the Depot, the studio theater at the Depot, and we will have a November presentation of that starting November 8th. It's the dining room, I believe. Let's look and see. Yes, the dining room by A.R. Gurney. The cast is 7 people. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 people there that are the cast members. I brought along some snippets of rehearsal. Let's go listen
He knows
in.
coming in, but he doesn't know.
right.
You don't say to her, it's over.
No. I just say, Judy knows about it.
Because that's the kind of person you are, a passive-aggressive person. You don't say it explicitly.
Well, I actually, I make the suggestion we could run off, but, my heart's not in it, hers isn't in it, we just kind of dance around that. And then,
I wouldn't be sure that she's, your heart is gone, but she might still want something. Okay, let's try. But mostly, I want us to figure out our blocking as we go through this, because we know we're going to work around this table and how we're going to do that.
and I'm fine doing this, but I really think one evening, we need to dedicate to this scene. This is the most difficult scene that we have, and we need all the kids here.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time last night.
I know.
And we need to do it again, but they're just listening.
I need to understand how to get through this scene.
Okay, all right,
Okay?
all right.
Okay. Now, who's not off book?
As you can see, this is a collaboration between the director and the performers. Sometimes performers don't want to do what the director asks, and sometimes, for good reason, it's impossible to do or it doesn't make sense to the performer. And then the negotiation goes on between the actors and the director, and you'll hear more now.
This is just blocking for
We're
that.
just gonna plow
Now,
through
the
it.
importance of this is the first time someone sees an actor. No, it's just, no, they did the beginning of this.
Do you want Steve to read the other stuff, or are we just gonna skip it?
No. The doctor, you could, that's you, isn't it?
No, I'm asking if you want Steve to read the kids, or are we just skipping those?
No, I'd like you to read every kid.
Okay.
Well, who are the kids?
Anybody who's not Peggy
Anyone that isn't
or
Peggy and Ted.
Ted.
You'll learn it soon.
Oh, you're starting there, you're skipping the
starting with
psychiatrists and architects.
Yes.
We're starting, you coming on, right,
27.
and you're gonna come on and set
You're
the
at the
stuff.
bottom of 27, all
Yes.
right, children,
Yes,
Peggy starts
yes.
that,
Yes.
and so Lori and I are gonna do kids.
All right, children, we're ready. Children! No, this is a dining room, not the monkey house. It's a zoo. All right, I will tell Roberta to put away the ice cream and cake. Well, good. That's good. Much better. Now, I want everyone to leave.
In this particular rehearsal, the other actors are not here who don't say very much, so they don't have to be, we don't take up all their time, but they would be around here playing these little children. Now, we're going to move on to another rehearsal with Molly Thompson and Barb Goodall. And again, a different flavor, a different understanding of how rehearsals and performers.
And Barb follows you, but stays to the stage left of you, wherever you happen to be sitting.
Mom! Anybody home? See?
You're right there.
I told you she isn't here. Where is she? Well, she works.
I want you over here. I want you over here. I want Molly to stay here.
My camera has a very difficult time tracking in this odd lighting situation where it's really bright and really dark. But you can see that these two performers don't have books in their hands. they're trying to do that crossover between having memorized it and now they have to internalize it as a character. So you'll hear them call line, you'll hear them fighting to figure out what they want to say. It's all part of the process. They've got 3 weeks before they go up.
She works in a boutique 4 days a week, and my father's away on business in Atlanta or Denver or someplace. Come on.
I'll show you.
I'll show you where the liquor is.
Oh, my mom's always home when I get home from school. Always.
Bummer.
And if she's not there, my grandmother is. Comes in.
Which do you, no,
My grandmother.
the liquor's in the pantry.
Bummer.
She said that.
No, you say, oh, neato. Oh, hey, neato.
Oh, hey, Nito.
What?
This room.
It's our dining room.
Oh, yeah, I know it is, but, oh, it's viciously nice.
What do you want, gin or vodka?
Oh, you decide.
Well, there's more gin, so there's less chance they'll notice it.
Our gin, then.
But the reason there's more gin is because I put water in last week.
The vodka, then.
Well, let's see. I'll tell you what. We'll put a little bit of both, a little bit of each in, put a little bit of each. We'll mix in a little bit of.
We'll leave the rehearsal process here because they're going to repeat this over and over again all night and then tomorrow and the next. And we'll move on to the Young Company. And in November 20th, they will present the Disney musical, The Little Mermaid. It is The Little Mermaid Junior, so it is the Disney musical made for the younger set, for our Young Company and for younger companies. Also, Good on Paper is performing at the Playhouse. This month, it's October 12th through the 20th and the 26th. In November, it'll be the two next, it's alternating Saturdays, so it's 12 and then off a Saturday, and now the 26th. It'll run right into Les Miserables. Remember Age to Perfection rehearses and plays all around Traverse City. Right now, they're rehearsing every Saturday morning, 10:30 in the Schmuckel Theater downstairs at the Old Town Playhouse. Here's your audition call for November. We have 2 going on this month, so pick your poison. The first one is Ken Ludwig's The Games Afoot. It's a Sherlock Holmes mystery comedy fun play. If you've ever seen Ken Ludwig stuff, Moon Over Buffalo is one that I participated in. There's a lot of door slamming, a lot of slapstick comedy. He's a very funny writer, and it's something it's always a joy to be part of. It's November 4th and 5th. It is Monday, Tuesday, as usual, 7 o'clock call for the rehearsal. Always try and get there a little early. If you can get down to the business office and find a script, it is advised always to read a script before you go out for any play, and this one especially. Come prepared to move a bit, I'm quite sure, but also have your funny bone up, because Ken Ludwig is a humor, and it's something that's always fun to participate in. It's on the main stage, by the way. And then coming up in November, at the end of November, is Venus in Fur. It is November 25 and 26. Again, 7 o'clock curtain. Always try and get there early. Go down and get the script for this one. It is a 2-person play. There is a 1 man, 1 woman, and it's a playwright who is auditioning a woman for a part, and it turns tables where the woman becomes the dominant person and the man who started out dominant isn't dominant. This is going to be played in the studio theater over at the Depot, so it's going to be kind of an intense kind of audition, I'm quite sure. So it is best to read this one. And that's November 25, 26. That's your audition call for November. I will leave you here and wrap up the show with the credits and all this with the... And we've heard it before. It's still exciting. I'm going to try and get one from Performance. Don Kuehlhorn, and this is Stage Door.